Manual labor. Manual labor in the garden usually comes in spurts. Much of your time gardening is observing plants growing, pulling weeds, fixing irrigation leaks if you have them, deadheading or removing old flowers. These are things that you're doing most of the time. Occasionally, though, a lot of labor is required. For instance, if you're making new garden beds, or if you're removing old plants. In food gardening, harvesting and preserving the food can be a lot of work. Many of these tasks are one-time efforts. For instance, creating a bed or a pathway, putting in an irrigation system. These are mostly one-time events. There's a lot of work up front. Once that's done, you're pretty much finished, unless you wanted to reconfigure things, for instance. But those are the big, real heavy lifting jobs. And again, you can get help doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. But those are largely one-time efforts that are not ongoing. Agility. A certain amount of agility is required in gardening. And as we get older, it gets harder and harder. Getting on your hands and knees and bending over are things that you pretty much are going to have to do. You can reduce some of that strain by using knee pads. I don't know what I would do without knee pads. For instance, if you're working on a surface that's like wood chip mulch, it's really hard on your knees. Or if there are a lot of stones in the soil, that's really hard on your knees. Get a pad of some type to save your knees. Also, long-handled tools. Long-handled tools reduce the need to bend over as much. Getting on your knees, putting your hands in the soil, and working with plants is a wonderful experience. Something that kids do all the time, but us grown-ups, we don't do enough of. And I encourage you to do it